Let me ask you something. When you pull up to a gas station, what are you looking at? The price, maybe the location, how long the line is. What you are absolutely not looking at is what is actually inside that fuel going into your engine. And that right there, that 30-second decision you make 6 times a month could be the single most expensive mistake you make as a car owner. Here is what AAA found after independent laboratory testing. Non-top tier gasoline, the kind sold at some of the most recognizable stations in America, produces up to 19 times more engine deposits than quality fuel after just 4,000 miles. 19 times. In this video, I am going to show you the 5 gas stations silently destroying engines across America right now. And then I am going to show you the 5 that will actually protect your investment. Stay until the end. Because number 1 on the good list is going to surprise every single person watching this. Let's go. Part 1, the 5 gas stations destroying your engine. Number 5, Circle. Can't tell you, that bright red sign is everywhere across America. And that familiarity is exactly what makes it dangerous. Because most people assume a brand that big must be doing things right. It is not. Circle K does not produce its own fuel. They purchase from whatever local distributor offers the cheapest deal that week. That means zero consistency. The gas you put in your tank in Phoenix could be a completely different blend than what comes out of the same brand pump in Atlanta. Here is the confirmed fact. Circle K does not meet top-tier certification standards. That is the automaker-backed program established by Audi, BMW, GM, Honda, Toyota, and Volkswagen specifically because they determined the government's minimum detergent requirements were not protecting modern engines. Top tier requires 2.5 times more detergent than the EPA minimum. Circle K does not meet it. What that means for your engine practically, carbon builds up on your intake valves and injectors faster than it should. Your fuel economy drops. Your throttle response gets sluggish. And eventually, you are paying for repairs that should never have happened. I pulled apart an engine last year, a 2021 Tahoe. Owner had been filling up at Circle K for 18 months. At 34,000 miles, that engine looked like it had 120,000 on it. Carbon deposits coating every valve. Injectors partially blocked. The kind of buildup I would not expect to see for another 5 years under normal conditions. One tank is fine. A year of it, your engine is paying the price. Number 4, Murphy USA, Walmart gas. You have seen these, sitting right outside Walmart parking lots all over the country. Convenient, no question. But Murphy USA built their entire business model around one principle: cheaper than everyone else. And when cheaper is the entire strategy, something gets sacrificed. In Murphy's case, it is the detergent package. Murphy USA is not top-tier certified. Fuel sample data collected across multiple states shows their detergent levels consistently fall short of what automakers recommend. Their ethanol content has also been found to fluctuate more than it should, and that inconsistency plays havoc with your engine's fuel trims over time. A 2020 Silverado came into my shop with 71,000 miles running so rough I genuinely thought there was a mechanical fault. Pulled all 8 plugs, every single one fouled. Carbon scoring in the cylinders. Catalytic converters starting to clog. The owner had been filling up at Murphy for 3 years. Saved himself maybe $400 on fuel over that period. The repair bill was $4,600. That is the Murphy USA math. The savings at the pump are real. The damage to your engine is also real. Number 3, Sam's Club warehouse stores and fuel. Sam's Club has built a reputation for value on everything inside those walls. The problem is that value-first mentality carries directly into what comes out of their fuel pumps. Sam's Club fuel is not top-tier certified. Their gas comes from a rotating mix of local suppliers with no guaranteed detergent formula and no fixed quality standard from tank to tank. Automotive expert Evaldis Zabitis put it simply: the lack of proper additives in fuel causes deposits to build up and directly hurt your engine's performance. Carbon accumulation, reduced efficiency, long-term injector damage. A customer brought in a Ford Explorer with 44,000 miles that was running like it had 160,000. We drained the fuel. It came out visibly cloudy. The filter looked like coffee grounds. Classic water contamination from poorly maintained storage tanks. Sam's Club moves enormous volume of fuel every day. Volume and quality control do not always coexist. When a company is moving millions of gallons a week, the individual tank at your local station is not their priority. Your engine is. Number 2, Love's Travel Stops. If you have ever done a road trip across America, you have stopped here. Open all night, everywhere on the interstate. Truckers swear by it for convenience, but convenience has nothing to do with what is coming out of that nozzle. Love's is not top-tier certified. Their fuel has been flagged multiple times for contamination and inadequate storage maintenance. When you are moving that kind of volume across hundreds of highway locations, keeping every underground tank clean and every fuel batch consistent becomes nearly impossible. In 2022, drivers in Oklahoma and Missouri filed official complaints after Love's fuel caused vehicles to stall immediately after filling up. State inspectors found traces of microbial growth in underground tanks. That is biological contamination, the kind that clogs fuel filters and injectors like glue and cannot be driven off. A family on their way through Arkansas filled up at Love's, made it 70 miles before their minivan died on I-40. We pulled the fuel filter. It looked like green jelly. Microbial growth through the entire system. Every injector partially blocked. The tank needed professional cleaning. $2,400 repair from $155 fill-up. That is the real cost of convenient fuel. Number 1, Safeway gas. And this one genuinely frustrates me every time I see it. Safeway, the grocery chain. Most people who shop there trust the brand completely. And that trust carries over to the pump without a second thought. It should not. Safeway gasoline is not top-tier certified. Independent fuel testing has shown their detergent levels are substantially below what automakers recommend. Not slightly below, substantially. And here is why that matters more in 2026 than it ever has before. Modern engines, especially direct injection engines, which are now in the majority of new American vehicles, are exponentially more sensitive to fuel quality than engines from even 10 years ago. The tolerances are tighter, the components are more precise, and when detergent levels are low, carbon buildup on intake valves accelerates faster than older engine designs. Direct injection engines do not wash their intake valves with fuel the way port injection engines do, which means every tank of low detergent fuel leaves a residue that stays there, building up, slowly choking your engine's ability to breathe. A Honda Civic came in with 87,000 miles. Owner had been filling up at Safeway because it was 2 blocks from her house. The intake valves were so caked with carbon I needed a scraper and 45 minutes just to get them clean enough to assess the damage. New injectors, full carbon clean. She thought she was saving a few cents per gallon. She paid $2,100. Safeway is number 1 on this list because the trust factor makes it the most dangerous. Nobody suspects their grocery store gas. That is exactly the problem. Part 2, the 5 gas stations that will save your engine. Number 5, Quick Trip. Here is one that surprises people every time. Quick Trip, the convenience store chain across the South and Midwest, is fully top-tier certified, and not just on paper. Their quality control is some of the most consistent in the industry. What makes Quick Trip stand out is their fuel management system. They monitor their underground tanks continuously for contamination and water infiltration. Every batch of fuel is tested before it ever reaches your car. They move high volume, but unlike the stations on our bad list, they use that volume as an advantage. Fresh fuel, clean tanks, consistent detergent levels across every location. Clark Howard, one of America's most respected consumer finance experts, specifically named Quick Trip as one of the best examples of premium quality fuel available at competitive prices. You do not have to pay Chevron prices to get Chevron level protection. If you are in Quick Trip territory, this is your go-to. Number 4, Costco Kirkland. Yes, the warehouse with the $1.50 hot dogs also sells some of the best fuel in America. Costco Kirkland gasoline is fully top-tier certified. Independent lab testing has actually shown Costco fuel consistently exceeds the top-tier minimum, meaning their detergent levels are not just compliant, They are above and beyond what most name brand stations provide. Their secret is volume and freshness. Costco turns over their entire underground tank inventory every 24 to 48 hours. That means you are never getting stale fuel. Monthly tank inspections, aerospace-grade filtration, automatic contamination detection. A Forerunner came in with 318,000 miles for a routine head gasket job. Owner had used nothing but Costco fuel for 10 years. When we pulled the engine apart, the internals looked better than most 100,000-mile engines I see. Original injectors, no deposits, perfect compression, and you pay less per gallon than Shell or Chevron. That is the best deal in American fuel. Full stop. Number 3, ExxonMobil Synergy. ExxonMobil has more fuel technology patents than any other company in the world, and their Synergy formula is the product of that investment. Every grade of ExxonMobil Synergy fuel, regular, mid-grade, and premium, meets top-tier standards. You are not getting a watered-down regular blend and paying extra for the premium. The cleaning package is consistent across the board. Their detergent system is specifically engineered for modern direct injection engines, the exact engines that are most vulnerable to carbon buildup from low-quality fuel. A Toyota Tundra came in with 340,000 miles for a timing chain job. Owner had used nothing but ExxonMobil his entire driving life. When I pulled the valve covers, it looked like someone had detailed the inside of that engine the day before. No sludge, no varnish, just clean metal doing exactly what it was designed to do. That is 340,000 miles on original injectors. That is what consistent quality fuel does over a lifetime. Number 2, Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Shell spends more on fuel research than some countries spend on their entire energy budgets. And V-Power Nitro Plus is the result. Shell's nitrogen-enriched cleaning system does something unique. It forms a protective barrier on metal surfaces inside your engine that actively prevents carbon and deposits from adhering. It does not just clean, it creates an environment where buildup cannot take hold in the first place. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus exceeds top-tier standards by 40%. Every Shell station is held to strict compliance, meaning you get the same formula in Los Angeles that you get in Dallas. A Lexus IS35 O came in with 197,000 miles. Owner had used Shell exclusively for years. Original injectors, never once cleaned, still flowing perfectly. Compression test numbers look like a new engine. That is the difference between fuel that meets the standard and fuel that was engineered to exceed it. Number 1, Chevron with Techron. Number 1. And if you have been in the car world for any length of time, this should not surprise you. Chevron with Techron. Techron is not a marketing gimmick. It is one of the most rigorously tested and automaker-endorsed detergent formulas ever developed for consumer fuel. The polyethyramine compounds in Techron work at 3 to 4 times the EPA minimum, actively scrubbing carbon off valves, pistons, and injectors while you drive. Not preventing buildup, removing existing buildup. I have torn down engines with over 180,000 miles that ran on Chevron their entire life. Clean as the day they rolled off the assembly line. Spotless valves, injectors flowing like new. The kind of internals that make a mechanic do a double take. A Honda Accord with 283,000 miles came in for a routine valve adjustment. I genuinely stopped and looked twice when I opened it up. It looked like a 50,000-mile engine. The owner laughed when I told him, said he had never used anything but Chevron. Yes, it might cost you 2 or 3 cents more per gallon than the stations on our bad list. If your engine goes 100,000 miles further because of it, tell me that is not the best investment you ever made.